Tonight you got Stanford in their red, Cal sporting the gold, and we are set for some ACC volleyball as the Cardinal will serve first. Cal sets it up for Lee right away. Big time dig. Elena Ogilvie. Nice job by the Cal blockers. Lee again, and this time she gets the kill, and Cal is off and running.
I like what Lee did there. She hit hard cross court, was dug, and then the next time she took a little bit off it and broke the block apart.
That's kill number 275 this season for Maggie Lee, most in the ACC. She's 5th in kills per set at 3.70. And the sophomore with a low line drive serve. Good hustle to keep the point alive. Cal will send it back over. And they're going to call a double touch, so we're tied at 1.
It's interesting this year with the relaxed setting rules. The setter can double a ball just about any time, but the only time a ball can't be doubled if you send it to the opponent's side.
So we're tied at 1 as Jordan Harvey serves for the Cardinal. A little trouble here for Cal. They'll just have to send a free ball back over. And Stanford can attack. Nice placement by Sammy Francis.
Stanford is so good in transition defense. They have so many weapons. If you give them a free ball, they've got a lot of choices. It's really tough to set up a block or your defense to defend them.
Cardinal 14-3 on the season, 6-2 in the ACC. Cal 10-10 overall, just 2-6 in conference play as that was touched. And we're tied again, 2-all.
Nice back set by Natalie Lau to get Kate Mansfield on the board with the slide attack off the hands.
We talked about Natalie Lau as one of the players to watch for Cal. He's been really solid for them this year. 9.09 assists per set. Look at the power on that kill from Harvey.
That's something I haven't seen Stanford do a lot this season, is the back row attack. And Harvey is the one playing the opposite position that is prime for that kind of an attack. It gives them more options. If she's going to start doing that, Stanford's going to be lethal.
Here's Elia Rubin serving for the Cardinal, up 3-2. Nice response from Cal, and Kate Mansfield puts it away.
That's a really nice adjustment by Lau to get a very off-the-net pass into a good sweet spot for Mansfield to hit the slide and get another kill.
Mansfield, solid-looking freshman from Plano, Texas, 6'2", middle blocker. It's a young Cal team. As Jen Malcolm in her first year as head coach looking to rebuild this program as that one goes long, and so Cal back on top by a point. Stanford has won the last 7 meetings between these two schools. Historically, it's a matchup the Cardinal have dominated 85-13. Although Stanford, of course, has dominated a lot of opponents over the years. How about the defense from Cal? And the stuff block gives them a 2-point lead.
Stanford ran a little inside back set to Francis, and the Cal block was not fooled. Desjardins moved it in a little bit and combined with Thompson to get that block.
So the Bears serving up 5-3. Back row attack again from the Cardinal. That was a good dig by Gianna Bartolo to keep the point alive, but no dig here, just too much velocity. We talk about the Cardinal and the success this program has had over the years. 9 NCAA championships, the most of any school.
Can be pretty intimidating going into Maples Pavilion and seeing those banners.
I'll bet. Good serve there. Chance for Stanford to go on offense. Oh, power. Ipar Kurt, good sportsmanship, making sure everyone's okay. Bartolo says, I'm fine. And we're tied at 5.
I wonder if anyone ever says, no, I'm not good. Don't do that again.
I just saw the fall guy with Ryan Gosling. He says, those stunt guys, you always have to give the thumbs up. What are you going to do, give a thumbs down?
That's right.
I'm fine. More power from the freshman Ipar Kurt. Boy, she's impressive. 6'2", redshirt freshman from Istanbul.
Yeah, she has got a really live arm, and she's learning as she's playing this year how to hit different spots of the court. But right now, power is all she needs.
Taylor Yu on a nice little serving run here for Stanford, and that's 4 in a row for the Cardinal.
The pressure that Stanford could put on someone at the service line is really nothing like you see in most teams. And it's so hard to get yourself in system once they get confident back there.
Taylor Yu, another freshman on the Cardinal from Temple City, California. Another good serve, and that's 5 straight points for Stanford, now up 8-5.
She's number 2 on their team in service aces this year, and I think she may move into the 1 spot if she keeps going like this.
Yeah, you can see why. Let's see if Cal can get one back. Another good serve. Trouble for the Bears. They do get it back, but Stanford back to the attack. Desjardins. It was touched, and so Cal gets a much-needed side out.
So important when you get a good transition dig to actually make something happen out of it. And Desjardins hit a good ball that was set from well off the net, got high hands, and those hands are really high. So good job by Peyton on that.
Junior from Pasadena, one of the leaders on this team.
But
got a loose ball on the court. They're able to get it out of the way, and Stanford able to get it back over. Here's Desjardins from the other side. Check that. It was Sawyer Thompson. Nice slide setup from Cal.
Right now, the connection behind the setter, Natalie is finding the way to get both her middles involved in the offense.
Just missed, and a service error for Cal. That's the first one tonight. 9-7. In favor of Stanford. Well, we talked about Cami Minor in the open. She'll serve now. One of the best players at any position in the country. As you said, Coach, a 5-tool player. Maggie Lee, a lot of power. Good dig, though, by Elia Rubin. Great point. Lizzie Andrew finishes it off. Love the hustle from both sides.
Good swing by Lee on that attack, but unfortunately it was right at one of their defensive players. And then Stanford with the overpass kill.
Just long from Minor. And so the side out to Cal. Well, both teams coming off losses. Stanford coached by Kevin Hambley in his 8th season. No shame in losing at Pitt, which is what happened on Sunday. Cal coming off a 4-set loss at SMU Sunday. Nice setup for Lee, good block. Cal gonna regroup. And now Stanford will have a crack at it. Minor with the setup for Harvey. Lee just able to get it around the blockers.
Cal's making some good plays on defense and getting that second opportunity to get a kill. Lee goes high off the middle blocker's hands on that and sends it out of bounds. That's what a shot you practice and practice and try to get into your tool chest. It's a tough shot.
The changeup, and it's effective for Kurt.
Stanford's got such versatility. Kurt is a left side hitter, but in this one rotation, she hits on the right as Harvey was hitting on the left. And they're interchangeable. They're both very competent at hitting on both sides of the net.
Kurt serving now. Cal organizes for Desjardins from the back row, missed it wide. And the Cardinal back up by 3. The Stanford team coming off yet another Pac-12 championship last year, of course now making the move to the ACC. What a conference this is, as that's the second service error for the Cardinal.
I think the Cardinal are okay with that service error after an ace, and they're on the board with more aces than errors right now. So that's a pretty good ratio, and that again, that pressure is so tough.
Here's Natalie Lau serving for Cal. Nice effort by Lee, just couldn't corral it. The kill for Jordan Harvey.
Miner puts that ball in a really good spot. Harvey's able to do a little finesse shot off Lee's outside hand to get the kill.
Tammy Miner averaging about 10.5 assists per set, second most in the ACC, behind Rachel Fairbanks from Pitt. Lee with the push, Stanford a chance to add to this 3-point lead, and they do.
Stanford's transition game is so good. That's a non-setter setting the ball, and that's happened multiple times now when Miner has to make the dig play. And both their libero and their backup setter, Taylor Yu, are great hand setters, and they put their hitters in really good positions.
Maggie Lee trying to answer. Nice effort by the blockers, but it lands out. And that's kill number 3 for Maggie Lee.
I like the approach Lee took on that. That was super aggressive. She got a really good head of steam behind her, planted her feet, got her body to the ball, and really contacted it at a high point.
We talked about Maggie Lee and the successful freshman year she had last season, a 6-time freshman of the week in the Pac-12. She's the only freshman to make the all-conference team as well. Crafty there. And the Cardinal up 15-11. That'll take us to our first timeout. The Cardinal out to the 4-point lead. Both teams playing well, hitting above 300 here in this first set. Number 5 Stanford out to a 15-11 lead on Cal here in the first set. Ben Ross and the 2-time National Coach of the Year, Rich Feller, with you on the broadcast. Thanks for joining us tonight from Berkeley. Round 1 of the big spike. As that's the 3rd service error for the Cardinal. Side out for the Bears. These two teams will meet up again on Friday down on the farm.
That's a first for the volleyball program. The Pac-12 never did that in women's volleyball. Played back-to-back rivals.
A little home and home. Chance to get to know your opponent real well. Well, Cal probably wishes they didn't have to know Cami Miner that well. Is a nice sneak attack there.
One of those 5 tools I was talking about. Kind of a two-handed slam on that, but it worked.
Cami Miner with a .375 hitting percentage from the setter position. A little bobble there, but it got over. And that one going to Stanford as well. 17-12 now for the Cardinal.
Stanford in that transition game again, they set that ball so fast to the outside. Blockers barely have a chance to come down from their previous play and get over and cover it.
You mentioned Kevin Hambley in his 8th season with the Cardinal, his 16th season overall, spent 8 years at Illinois. And success might be an understatement for his career, as that was touched by a Golden Bear, and now Stanford has opened up a 6-point lead. That's going to lead to a Cal timeout. So Jen Malcolm uses her first timeout here to try and slow things down and put an end to this Stanford run. We'll see if the Golden Bears can get back into this first set. Well, we talked about this rivalry and these two teams. Stanford really controlling this series over the years, 85-13 all time, including the last 7. The Bears did get them not too long ago, back in 2021, a huge 5-set win for the Bears here at Haas Pavilion. How about that? It's the 99th big spike of all time, Rich, and that means Friday night in Stanford will be number 100.
You think they'll make something special for that, like a vintage wine or something like that?
I think the Cardinal, I read they're going to have a couple of their old teams back honored for that one. And talk about this Cardinal program An NCAA record 9 national championships, 2016, 18, and 19. We saw Kevin Hambly leading the team to back-to-back titles early on in his Stanford career. How about the record since Kevin Hambly has come to Stanford? 185 wins, just 40 losses. That'll get it done. And of course, we talked about Jen Malcolm now in her first year at Cal, coming over from UCLA, where she was the associate head coach last year. Doing a nice job trying to rebuild this Golden Bears program. Cardinal keep the run going. That's 4 straight points now for Stanford, and they lead at 19-12. Malcolm went 4-3 as the interim head coach for UCLA, as well as serving as the associate head coach last year. Service error from the Cardinal, and so the Bears back within 6, but they're going to need to get on a service run here to get back in the set.
Kind of walking a line too. The Bears have to serve tough to try to get Stanford out of system, but then the risk reward is there for the errors possibility.
Nice job by Natalie Lau just to get her arm on it, and that missed wide from Desjardins.
Good idea.
Quite clip the line.
Good idea by Desjardins, but you're right. Couldn't quite get the line on that.
So the Cardinal within 5 points of this first set. They're hitting .458 here. 13 kills, just 2 attack errors. Cal with 7 kills and 4 attack errors, and now make it 8 kills. Desjardins over the top.
One of the things I love about this game is it's so unique for a team sport where the teams are divided by a net. So it's all about what you do on your side of the court.
Back row attack. How about Bartolo getting down for the dig? Lee in transition, and the Cardinal return the favor. Just wide from Lee. Well, each libero with highlight reel digs. And Cal will use their final timeout of the set. 21-14 Stanford, closing in on this first set. Yeah, first it was Gianna Bartolo for Cal, and then Elena Ogilvy. Some excellent defensive play from both sides in set number 1. 9 digs for each team.
Out of system, but Maggie Lee was able to find the court from deep off the net.
Sawyer Thompson serves it for Cal. Nice placement from Jordan Harvey. And the Cardinal 2 points away from the opening set.
Cammie Miner ran in from the back row all the way across the court, put up just a really nice in-tempo, quick set to the outside. It just looked like a normal day at work for her.
She does it all. Lee a little long, and now set point for Stanford. (24-15). Ipar Kurt will serve it again. The redshirt freshman from Turkey. A match high 5 kills in this first set, and she'll end it with an ace. So Stanford takes the opening set, 25-15. The Cardinal end up hitting 4-8 to the Golden Bears, who will serve first here in the second set. Natalie Lau puts it in play, and we're underway. Pretty setup from the Cardinal. What a dig by Bartolo, who had a couple big ones in that first set. Some nice network. What a first point. And it's Stanford who comes up with the block. Andrew and Rubin right there.
Pretty nice defense on both sides, some good swings. Come right down to the Stanford block, got in good place before Cal could get the swing.
Ogilvy serves for the Cardinal. And it's an ace, the fourth of the match for Stanford. Elena Ogilvy, one of the 4 preseason All-ACC picks on this Stanford roster, along with Cami Miner, Elia Rubin, and Sammy Francis. Speaking of Rubin, she gets a kill, and it's 3-0 for the Cardinal. I just go back to your point, Coach, of all the weapons this Stanford team has, they got a lot of firepower all across the floor, and we're seeing it here, spreading the wealth.
That is one of the things Cami Miner does so well.
Yeah, she really gets everybody involved from that setter position. Errant pass. Cal will have a chance. A little sloppy on both sides. And the Cardinal take advantage. They've won the first 4. And an early timeout from Jen Malcolm. So just 4 points into this set. And the Cal head coach wants to talk things over. We'll do the same. Take a quick break. Be back after this. Good timeout from Coach Jen Malcolm. You don't want to let it get too far away from you early on. And Stanford, going back to the first set, has now won 6 straight points. And their talented 5th-year libero Elena Ogilvy serves again. See if Cal can get a side out. Lead partially deflected by the blockers. Up in the air. Rubin couldn't put it away. Stanford organizes. A little miscommunication, a rare thing there from the Cardinal. Ogilvy, good position. Long point developing out of the timeout. Rubin again, and that time she finishes it.
So much happens in a rally like that. It's all about the intermediate contact, the first contact and second contact. It's all error correction. If the first contact's a little bit off, the second one has to correct. If the second one's a little bit off, the third one has to correct. And any one of those breaks down, it makes it really difficult to score a point.
And then you add in the fatigue factor as you're going that long. There's a service error from Ogilvy, and Cal gets on the board here in the second set. 5th service error for Stanford. They do have 4 aces. And Maggie Lee will serve for Cal. The reigning Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, West Region Freshman of the Year. Now in her sophomore campaign. Miner for Rubin. Quick hands by Natalie Lau. Another long point. Rubin just sets it back over to Jardin. And that's 2 in a row for the Bears.
So I'm not sure if Cal is picked up on this or not, but Harvey is not in right now as the opposite, and Taylor Yu is in there in the front row, which she does not usually play. She's their backup setter and a defensive specialist for Harvey when she comes out in the back row. So that's a smaller blocker at the right side right now, and probably not an offensive threat if Cal can pick up on that and take advantage of it.
They've won the last 2 points. Bartolo, another great get, but the Bears couldn't quite keep the point in play.
Yu's going to go to the back row now, so 1 point they got using her as a blocker.
Yu will serve it. Freshman from Temple City, California. He had a real nice service run in the first set to help Stanford win about 4 or 5 straight points. Jardin into the blockers, finished off. Ellie Ham, right place, right time. So Cal's taken 3 of the last 4 points. They're within 3 here early on in the second set. Number 5, Stanford took the opening set 25-15. As Bartolo serves it for the Golden Bears. The slide catches the back line. Sammy Francis at 6'6" picks up the kill.
Set was perfectly placed, high. Francis, as long as she is, can go up and get that and make the placement shot.
Biggest player on the court either side as the serve goes long. How about the matrix style dodge there to avoid touching it? Got to be quick on your feet.
That's right. Ruben served a bullet on that one. That took something doing to get out of the way. You're right.
So now Cal again within 3. It'll be Sophia Johnson to serve. Minor goes on 2. Boy, did she disguise that well.
You got that right. She went up with 2 hands, and only at the last minute did she drop her right hand and threw it down with the left. Super athletic skill. You can see the blockers moving the other direction.
The daughter of former basketball great Harold Minor. She might be better than her dad in her sport, which is saying a lot because he was an absolute star at USC and then in the NBA. 9-4 Cardinal. Taylor Bevan serving it. A senior from St. Louis.
Coach Hamley's bringing a few players off the bench, a couple different looks for them.
Service error number 7 for the Cardinal. It's a side out for Cal.
In volleyball, there's limited substitution, so you have to be careful doing this. If you get into a long match, you can run out of subs at the end of the game. Find yourself in a little bit of trouble.
And another well-executed slide from the Cardinal, Lizzie Andrew, the freshman from Ridgefield, Washington.
You won't be in trouble if you pass set and hit like that, though.
Stanford up 10-5. They're still hitting .455 for the match. 22 kills, just 2 attack errors. It's got to make a coach happy. Well, he rolls it over. Ogilvy sets it up for Minor. And it was touched by a bear. 11-5. That's 3 in a row for the Cardinal.
You have to really look through the stats, but that could be her first offensive kill of the year. I don't know for sure, but I don't think she lines up as a hitter very often on this team.
It's her 10th kill overall this year.
Okay.
And splitting the back row, nicely done by Ipar Kurt.
I love the way she went up on that ball and looked cross court and cut it across her body down the line. Really good vision.
Yeah, it's like a quarterback looking off a defender, right? Or in basketball, same thing, every sport. You want to disguise what you're going to do, and Cal going to use their second and final timeout of the set. It's 12.
Lower half teams is devastating compared to a team that's got more depth.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing that a little bit with Cal, talking about Monalea Mater, unfortunately, out. Michaela Hayden out of the lineup tonight, although hopefully we'll be able to see her back at some point. Cal gets the side out, trailing by 6 in the second set tonight. Again, these two teams will be back at it Friday down at Stanford, a home and home in the Big Spike. And speaking of big spikes, how about Ipar Kurt keeping that hitting percentage ridiculously high? She's now got 7 kills in 9 total attacks.
I think she's having fun tonight, too.
I think she is, the redshirt freshman.
Yeah. She has showed us a lot of different shots already, and this is just the beginning of her college career.
She's already won an ACC Freshman of the Week this year, maybe taking aim at another one this week is Maggie Lee. She had a pretty good freshman season last year. Picks up her 5th kill to lead Cal. Natalie Lau will serve it for the Golden Bears. Cal 10-10 on the season, 2-6 in that tough ACC. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that came back. That might have got Lau in the head, but she bounces right back. And Cal gets the point. How about the defense from Natalie Lau?
I think Cal's blockers gave Rubin a little too much line, but it went right channel to Lau, who was able to dig it up and over.
Tell you got to be brave to play this sport. You got to be tough. We've seen a couple of those tonight. Service error for Cal, just their second of the match. We were talking off air about how this Cal team is really good in limiting the service errors. Just a 104 coming into play tonight in 74 sets. Stanford up 14-8. Now feeds it to the middle. Stanford goes right back. Lee, another kill.
Good transition on the Cal side this time. Able to get that second swing. Lee really hit the ball hard. She did a good approach at the net, a good gather, found a way to use the block.
So Cal still right in this set if they can go on a run, but that's another service error, and it takes Stanford to a 15-9 lead.
Is there a play-by-play jinx when you talk about the low service errors, and then they have two
back to back? Yeah, I think that's on me.
Well, it's a mixed blessing to have a low service error rate because you've got to serve tough in this game.
That was pretty tough from the Bears. Ava Merton, the former walk-on, coming through with the kill.
Coach Malcolm changing it up a little bit, putting in the lefty on the opposite side. She gets a good high swing on this and hits high hands.
Merton just 12 sets played this season coming into tonight. She picks up her 8th kill of the year. Rubin trying to answer and does.
High swing, got a little bit of a fingernail on that.
Elia Rubin will now serve it for the Cardinal. Two-time All Pac-12 selection, now a junior. Having another great year, and that just missed. So the teams right now trading points. Cal within 5. Stanford took the first set 25-15, looking for their 8th straight win against Cal. Golden Bears trying to even this match if they can come back and win this set. We'll have a chance to attack here. Pretty pass to Desjardins. Let's see where Miner goes. Kept alive. They joust. And the point still in play. And the stuff block coming right at you from Sammy Francis. Tough to get through, 6'6". Great point from both sides. And Francis knew right where to be.
Francis got a couple swings on that and was determined to get the point with the block.
17-11 as the Cardinal serving. And that misses from Taylor Bevan. So again, sort of trading points. Cardinal probably okay with that, up by 5. We just don't want to let Cal get on any sort of a run. Peyton Desjardins will serve. A little miscommunication going to give Cal maybe an opening. Lee. Quick hands by Ogilvy. And that misses wide. So you can feel Cal getting a little bit of energy. Crowd trying to urge their team on. They're within 4.
Some of the first miscommunication I've seen on the Stanford side, with Kurt and Miner confused a little bit about who was going to take that ball.
That's service error number 4 from Cal. Well, Coach, breaking news, Stanford's hitting percentage below 400 now for the match, just 393. They have been impressive so far tonight.
That's a great dig by Desjardins in the backcourt there.
Cardinals set up again. And another kill for one of the middle blockers, Lizzie Andrew.
You just cannot give the Cardinal 3 opportunities to get a point.
And they're got a lot of dangerous weapons up front.
When they get in system on a dig like that, it's first ball kill right away.
19-13. Cami Minor. And that's 11 service errors for the Cardinal. So this is something that can be an issue for Stanford. One of their few issues, I'd say, is we talked about the service errors recently. I think it was, what was it, 22 in a 3-set match that they won.
Yep.
They've got 11 tonight and still in control. Good setup for Maggie Lee. Better dig from the back row by Rubin. And the transition point.
Transition kill by Yu again, so her hitting percentage is going to go up as well. And that was a layout dig by Rubin in the backcourt to dig up a pretty steamy hit.
Now she averages 4 kills per set, third most in the ACC, but also better than 2.3 digs per set. How about Taylor Yu? Her third kill, and Stanford up a touchdown, 21-14.
Stanford's playing a rotation type defense right now versus Lee. They're taking their middle back player and moving her towards the sideline deep in the court, and Lee's hitting that shot consistently, was getting points on it, but now not anymore.
Lee Parkhurst serves it for the Cardinal. Minor for Rubin, a little out of her reach, and Cal takes advantage. Still a 6-point lead for the Cardinal. As it'll be Natalie Lau to serve for the Golden Bears. Substitutions from both sides. Lau, the junior from here in San Francisco, St. Ignatius High School. Another setup for the middle and a rare miss. That's just the 5th attack error of the night for the Cardinal.
I know Coach Hamley wants to go middle a little bit more. His outside hitters hit a lot of balls, particularly Rubin. And to save the arms for later in the season, it's nice to get that middle going, which sets up better attacks for the outsides as well.
Good hands by Merton. And the back corner picked by Rubin.
What was that name of the game where you have the spots on the floor and you try to touch everything?
Yeah, what is that, Twister?
Twister, there it is. I think Cal had a little Twister game going there, trying to get that ball.
And you've got to be flexible. You got to have quick reactions. I love the points where you see the improvisation from both sides. Merton finds the corner.
Beautiful high swing by the lefty on that, finding the deep corner down the line.
Yeah, Merton's looked good. 2 attacks, 2 kills for the redshirt junior. Cal down 5. Stanford trying to take a 2-0 lead. Maggie Lee missed that one long. So the Cardinal now 2 points away from the set. It'll be Taylor Yu to serve it. And another ace. It's the 5th of the night for the Cardinal. 3 of them belonging to Taylor Yu. She's now got 19 aces this year. Set point for Stanford. Slammed home. Cami Miner shuts the door in set number 2. And they've got the talent to do it. So here we go in set number 3. Elena Ogilvy with an ace to start things for the Cardinal. Their 6th of the night.
If our viewers at home can watch something, watch Cal's serve receive right now. Eva Martin is starting on the left front, but she's a right side hitter, so she's got to run all the way around behind the serve receive and try to line up to hit on the right side.
Set up for Rubin. Shoved it out of bounds, and we're tied at 1.
Stanford asking for a touch on that.
Well, we might get a challenge here. So we haven't had one so far tonight. This will be our first. And full disclosure here, our monitors aren't working great, so we might not get the best look at this ourselves. We'll see if they are able to play it on the big screen in Haas Pavilion, but we'll let you judge for yourself at home whether this was touched or not. I'm just going to go based on the reaction from Stanford. They seemed pretty sold right away. I guess the other thing is, seems hard to imagine Rubin would miss that far wide without a touch, although I think she didn't quite get exactly what she wanted, kind of off balance.
She was definitely aiming for hands.
Well, we've talked about Elia Rubin and the other all-conference players on this team. Rubin, the junior from Santa Monica, Marymount High School. But up and down this roster, again, it's strength in numbers, right? It's the depth, it's the multitude of options they have, and we talked about how they spread out their attacks tonight, and they do it all year. That's what makes them so hard to defend.
Yeah, they really do have a lot of options. They used the back row attack a little bit earlier in the game that they had not been using that much. Now they're back to using more defensive specialists in the back row, and they're able to maybe rest those attackers a little bit. So he's got a lot of options.
Well, the call stands, so an unsuccessful challenge, and it will remain 1-1 here early in the 3rd set. Maggie Lee will serve for Cal. Bears don't have an ace yet tonight. 5 service errors.
You almost called it on that.
The reverse jigs. Another great dig by Bartolo. She's been all over the court tonight. Rubin kept alive. Tenacious defense from the Golden Bears. And another dig. Didn't quite make it. What a point. Cal scrappy. Well, if you're Jen Malcolm, you've got to love the effort.
I agree. That is one of the things with this game. The big spike, always the intensity is so high. Doesn't matter the balance.
Melissa Kawa into serve. Missed it long, so that's service error number 12 for the Cardinal. Gianna Bartolo will serve it for Cal. The transfer from Denver. Miner went on 2. Bears able to react. One-handed dig from Pringle. Rubin through the blockers.
You want to hear a fun fact about Bartolo?
Of course.
Her mom played for me at Colorado State.
You know what? I had that in my notes, and I don't know how I didn't mention it before you did.
Her mom and dad are here today. Her dad was a running back for Colorado State back in the day for the football team.
An athletic family.
Absolutely.
Nice placement by Sammy Francis. Well, yeah, Bartolo talked about how good she was at Denver. All Summit League honorable mention last year. A big addition to this Cal roster.
Yeah, real positive addition. Mature player, obviously, 5th year. It helps bring the team together right away.
Beautiful setup, and Francis isn't going to miss many from there.
Now, Francis chose line that time. She saw one blocker up. A little bit too much line was given. Bartolo was in good spot, but there's just too much heat.
Three straight points for the Cardinal to go up 5-2, and another service error will give Cal a side out. Elia Rubin now leading everybody with 9 kills tonight. Kurt has 7.
I got to hand it to both of these coaches. As a coach on the sideline, I could not keep my emotions as hidden as they are when my team was missing a lot of serves.
Yeah, they've been pretty cool, calm, and collected over there, regardless of what we're seeing. The Bears back within 1.
That was a lift call by the up ref, Bert Fuller, on the attack by Francis. A little too sticky, maybe.
Nice angle on that serve from Johnson. Lau hustles back. Jordan will just bump it back over. Another kill for the middle blocker, Sammy Francis.
Miner goes right back to Francis after the error. Great for a setter to do that. Show the confidence, give her a chance to redeem.
Some of the intangibles that someone like Cami Miner brings. Right through the blockers from Lizzie Andrew. Cami Miner racking up the assists. She's got 26 now.
And another kill by a middle blocker. So they are really working that hard.
You're right. 5 for Andrew, 6 for Francis. And Desjardins gets one back for Cal.
I like that choice of sets by Lau. When she's in system, she tends to set the back set for the slide, which has been very successful. But the outside hitters who work so hard to pick up all the slop rarely get a good in system. So she rewarded Peyton Desjardins with a nice set on that.
14 assists for Natalie Lau. Cal down by 2. Maggie Lee. She's had a couple from that spot. She leads Cal with 7 kills. And the Bears within 1.
Nice dig by Lau, nice set by Bartolo. A good, smart swing by Lee.
Kurt right back at you. Her 8th kill of the night. 8-6 Stanford. They won the first set 25-15, took the second 25-17. Looking for their 8th straight win against Cal.
And Jordan Harvey is checked back in.
Now with the back pass and the slide to Sawyer Thompson.
It's been a little quiet since the first set. Now we're going to see some slides now that the left side is opened up. And a good pass to get that started.
Talked about Thompson in the open, coming off a career-high 7 blocks against SMU. She'll serve it now, the sophomore from Lawrence, Kansas. Harvey back in, and nice angle. Jordan Harvey, the cousin of Aaron Gordon, NBA star. We talked about Cami Miner. daughter of a basketball star and Harold Miner.
I heard that, and I didn't quite get how that worked, but that is great.
Maggie Lee got one back for Cal.
It's going to be a challenge again.
The green card is out. Kevin Hambley says, why not? He didn't win the first one. He thinks maybe he can win the second.
Now, if he loses this challenge, he has no more. Unless it goes to 5 sets.
That's right.
So
we learned all about the complicated challenge rules. So the call on the court was a touch, and that was quick. They confirmed it, just like that. So I guess the challenges are about the only thing that hasn't gone Stanford's way tonight.
That's right.
They still lead it by a point, 9-8 here in the third set, up 2 sets to none.
Getting the serve for Cal, number 12, Natalie Lau.
Natalie Lau will serve for Cal. A lot of Bears on the floor. They're able to toss it back over. And the point quickly ended by Andrew. Another kill for a middle blocker for Stanford.
What a great couple sets by Miner on that. Putting the ball in a really good spot for Andrew on that one. It was a little drift one. She was a little bit away from the setter, so it wasn't a conventional one set right on top of the setter. And that just opened up the middle spot for that good cross-court kill.
Ellie Ham had to adjust midair. Got that one back. Wow, again setting up Ham. Good point developing, joust at the net. Can Stanford put an end to it? Yes, they can. Jordan Harvey, another kill. (11-8). Stanford looking for their 15th win of the year. 14-3 overall. They're still undefeated at home. And they'll be back home Friday. The same 2 teams in round 2 of the Big Spike. Great job by Miner to get her hands under that hit from Merton. Some trouble there for Cal. Lee just sends it over. Frenetic point. Merton again, stuffed back. Well, we haven't seen a ton of blocks tonight, Coach, but Sammy Francis getting the job done there.
Yeah, you're right. There haven't been a lot of stuff blocks, but there's been a lot of control blocks and blocks that have affected the attack.
Cal going to call for time with Stanford now up 12-8. Trying to close this out in 3 sets. We'll be right back from Haas Pavilion. In control tonight, up 2 sets to none, leading 12-8 here in the 3rd set. Out of the Cal timeout, it'll be Elena Ogilvie to serve for the Cardinal. Just long from Lee. 4th attack error from Maggie Lee tonight. She leads Cal with 8 kills.
She's hitting about her season average right now. And I know that's not what she wants to hit. Cal's adjusted their lineup here to make it Lee hitting on the right side.
Well, we talked about the lack of stuff blocks, but we've seen a couple recently from Stanford. Elia Rubin, Sammy Francis again. And that's now 5 straight for Stanford.
So this is something we have not seen from Cal, this last rotation with Lee hitting on the right side. It's not something we see a lot of. Let's see if they can get it done.
Bears looking for answers. Rubin missed it wide. That's just the 8th attack error of the night for Stanford. They've got 40 kills.
Now I'm looking at Coach Hambley. He showed a little emotion on that one.
Hard to be too upset when your team's hitting 348. But he's got high expectations for this group, and for good reason. Oh, Rubin got everything on that. I don't know how Bartolo got it back. Put that one on the highlight reel.
That was Rubin hitting with a vengeance after the last miss. Bartolo just a little up to the task. Put it back over in a spot they couldn't retrieve it.
Hashtag SC Top 10. We've seen Gianna Bartolo with some tremendous defense tonight. Another incredible dig. And treble at the net for Cal. Cardinal up 15-10 as they try to sweep their rivals tonight. Taylor Yu has had a nice match. She'll serve it for Stanford here. Mertens set up, stuffed right back. Rubin and Francis, perfect positioning. That's a tough pair to get it through.
Ever since the last break, the blocking has picked up, hasn't it? It is a tough pair. Rubin is so experienced out there, and Francis just covers so much territory in the air.
And now another ace for you. That's her 4th tonight. Taylor Yu with some impressive serving. Cal will use its final timeout, as Stanford has opened up a 7-point lead, 17-10, up 2-0. Trying to close this thing out at Haas Pavilion. When these two teams get together, doesn't matter what sport, you know the intensity is going to be there, and it certainly has tonight. Stanford up 17-10 out of the timeout. Taylor Yu. She's got 4 aces. Almost had another one there, but Cal just able to send it back over. And another nice angle from the middle blocker, Francis.
Such good rhythm on that timing between Minor and Francis. You can tell they played together a lot of years, run that play quite a few times.
Four straight points for the Cardinal to open up an 8-point lead. And Yu is just in rhythm right now from the service line.
We got Ashley Lee in now for Cal on the left side.
And another kill for Francis. Overpowering. Yeah, Ashley Lee, no relation. 6'3" sophomore from Shanghai. Cal coming off a 16-15 season last year, and there's another ace. Taylor Yu with her 5th ace of the night in less than 3 sets.
And that's not even considering the almost aces, as you said earlier. She's put Cal on the defensive from the service line multiple times.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal. This might be another. Another almost. But it sets things up for Francis. Didn't get the kill that time, but she'll get a stuff block instead. Sammy Francis all over the place in this 3rd set.
Yeah, when see this on the replay, her arm, she is so long over the net. Minor brings the block in, so it's forehands over the net. There's really nowhere to hit the ball on that.
6'6" senior from San Diego. Stanford up 21-10. They've scored the last 7 points and make it 8. Oh, check that. Cal gets one back. But Stanford still in control, 4 points away from a sweep tonight. Gianna Bartolo back to serve. Errant pass, and Cal will get another one. Double hit.
So that, if that ball had stayed on Stanford's side, it would not have been a double hit.
Right, that's what you were talking about earlier, right?
It went over the net, so he had to wait to see it go over the net, and then he called the double.
It's a legal pass, but not if you're sending it over. Great hustle again. Bartolo and Lau both on the floor. Francis went cross court. Here's Desjardins off the top of the blockers. Good defense. And Rubin finds some open court.
Nice little off speed. We used to call that just a little cuff shot. Looks like she's going to swing hard and slows her arm at the last second and goes right in the donut.
Elia Rubin, a match high 11 kills tonight. She's also got 7 digs and 4 blocks. Desjardins with a head of steam.
Good high swing. She found the shorter of the 2 blockers to kind of hit it over. Although Miner puts up such a good block, Desjardins had to really go high to hit that with the hands.
Great hands from Sophia Johnson. And that one is in. Another kill for Sammy Francis, who's now got 9, along with 6 blocks. She'll check out. Stanford up 23-13, 2 points away from victory.
I'm going to guess this is the most that Stanford has used their middles and the most efficiently, maybe this season, or at least since the ACC has started.
Coco Kirsch in to serve for the Cardinal. Oh, what a pass. And slammed home by Kurt. Match point, Stanford. Taylor, you with an impressive assist there, chasing it down.
Putting it on the spot for Kurt to get up and over.
Desjardins able to fight off 1 match point. Peyton Desjardins with 7 kills tonight, second on the team behind Maggie Lee's 8. By the way, Natalie Lau a double-double with 16 assists and 13 digs for the Golden Bears. Cami Miner, 32 assists, 11 digs for Stanford. This for the win, and it is touched. Point Stanford, set Stanford, and match. Now let's see, are we going to get a challenge?
Why not?
Figure at this point you can't take him home. So Jen Malcolm will pull out the challenge card, and not officially over just yet. Let's see if this was touched or not. The call on the floor was yes, a touch. See if we can find a replay in-house. Again, our monitor not great, but probably getting a better view than us at home.
Really hard to tell.
Yeah, these are always so difficult. I think that's got to be the toughest call, not just in volleyball, but in any sport.
Yeah.
It happens so fast, and you know, it's just a fingertip, is it a fingernail?
Yep.
Just look to see if the hand moves at all. If the ball changes rotation a little bit.
You find a fingernail somewhere on the court.
Yeah.
Here we go. Maybe.
Again, the call on the floor was a touch and point Stanford, which would end the match. We'll see if they can find conclusive evidence to overturn. Stanford won the first set 25-15. Took the second set 25-17. And that will officially end things as the call is confirmed. And Stanford wins it in a sweep. They take the third set 25-14 and improve to 15-3 on the year. An impressive showing tonight, Coach, by the Cardinal.
Yeah, Stanford really was running on all cylinders tonight. They looked very smooth and confident. And I got to give it to Cal. They did not give up. They played hard throughout. They never looked down. They didn't hold their heads down. But Stanford was just too powerful tonight. They're too big at the net and too many weapons to stop.